Welcome to Stellar Plots, where every story has a twist. Let's dive in.
Family dinners are supposed to be awkward sometimes, but they're not supposed to end marriages. What started as a normal dinner with my entire extended family ended with my sister's husband storming out of the house. And now everyone is blaming me for it. But honestly, I don't think I'm the one who crossed the line. So for a bit of context, there are 4 siblings in my family. There's my older sister, who's 29, then me, then my younger sister, who's 24, and finally our youngest brother, who's 22. Our family is pretty big, and we occasionally have these massive family dinners where everyone shows up, cousins, aunts, uncles, and everyone's partners. This particular dinner was one of those nights. The house was full, people were laughing, food was everywhere, and drinks were definitely flowing. At first everything felt completely normal. But if you've ever been to a big family dinner, you probably know how quickly things can go sideways. The argument begins. At some point during dinner, my older sister and my youngest brother started disagreeing about something. Honestly, it wasn't even an important topic. Just one of those random arguments that starts over nothing. At first, it seemed harmless. They were both going back and forth, teasing each other a little bit, and everyone else at the table just ignored it. But slowly the tone started changing. My sister began getting more and more frustrated. Her voice got louder. Her responses got sharper. Meanwhile, my brother stayed relatively calm. He was defending his point, but he wasn't being rude about it. The problem was that the argument kept going, and going, and going. Eventually, the entire table went quiet. Everyone else had stopped talking because we were all awkwardly listening to the two of them argue. But they didn't even notice. They were completely locked into this argument with each other. The moment everything changed, then suddenly my sister snapped. She slammed her hand down on the table and said, "Shut up. I'm not going to argue with a 22-year-old virgin." The room went completely silent. And I mean completely silent. No one laughed. No one spoke. Everyone just stared. Because up until that moment, my brother hadn't said anything personal at all. It was a completely unprovoked attack. And the worst part is that my brother has always struggled with confidence. He's a great guy, but he's always been a little shy socially. So hearing my sister humiliate him like that in front of the entire family honestly made my blood boil. So I spoke up. I told my sister she needed to grow up and that she was embarrassing herself in front of everyone. At this point, I expected her to maybe realize she crossed the line. But instead, she doubled down. She shrugged and said, "What? Everyone knows he's a virgin. I didn't say anything wrong." That response honestly shocked me. Not only had she humiliated him, she was now acting like it was completely normal. And that's when I lost my patience. If she thought humiliating someone publicly was fair game, then fine. We could play that game. So I looked at her and said, "Right? Just like everyone knows you slept with over 100 guys in college. That's not a big deal either, right?" And instantly, the entire room froze. You could feel the tension immediately. But the problem wasn't actually the rest of the family. It was her husband, because apparently, he didn't know. Her husband had been sitting there quietly the whole time. But the second I said that, his expression changed. He looked at my sister and asked if it was true. She immediately started trying to brush it off, laughing, saying it wasn't a big deal. But it was obvious he was upset. Within a few seconds, he stood up from the table. He said he couldn't believe she had misled him about her past. And no one knew what to say. Out of the house. My sister was furious. The entire dinner basically collapsed. My parents were trying to calm everyone down. And my brother looked like he wanted to disappear. Since that night, my family has basically decided that this entire situation is my fault. They say I caused problems in my sister's marriage. They say I shouldn't have said anything. But honestly, I don't see it that way. My sister publicly humiliated our brother in front of our entire family. For something deeply personal. All I did was respond with the same energy she brought to the table. If she didn't want personal information shared publicly, maybe she shouldn't have started the personal attacks in the first place. So now I'm stuck wondering, did I actually go too far? Or did my sister just get a taste of her own medicine?